Okay, everybody, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at formulas in your spreadsheet. So in a previous video, you guys saw functions. Those were pre-made routines or commands that you could use. In this one, you're going to be typing in your own equations, or basically they're called formula, into the cells. So let's get that file open, the formula examples one, and I'm just going to scroll down and start with the easiest ones here. So I'm going to go line 18 here. Cost of toy. Let's pretend some cost of a toy is $43.50. And then here we're going to enter the payment by the user. And let's say the user is going to pay with $50 and we want the change given. Well, I know you know what to do here. 50 minus 43.5. Let's type that into the spreadsheet so it'll just do it automatically for us as we change numbers. So like with functions, you start a formula also with the equal sign. But now you just talk about cell numbers and you do the math with them. So for instance, this would be cell B19. And you'll see when you type it, it's going to highlight for you to show you where you're going in case you're one or two off, you can notice. And it's going to be that amount minus B18. And it gets a different color code. And that's it. When I hit enter here, and notice I didn't have to put capital letters for the B, it knows, it'll put the 6.5. The neat thing here is, if I pay with 100, 56. If I pay with 1,000, it just automatically updates. If you ever want to see your equation, when you click on a cell, notice it's up here. You can see it. So you can see it up in here. And another way you can see it is if you press Control tilde. So by the way, that's the tilde on your keyboard. It's just under the escape key. But if you go Control tilde, any cell with a formula will show the formula. So you can quickly check what you did there. So that's a nice little toggle you can use. Okay, so that was a nice easy one, right? And if you double click it, it gives you the color coding and shows what cells you were using. Okay, and I can hit escape just to get out of there. So that was sort of a nice, easy one. Let's do another little easy one down here. Let's do this basketball player one here. I'll just do a little bold face there. I don't know if you play basketball or not, but sometimes you can score a 2-point shot. And if you're far away, you can score a 3-point shot. Well, let's make up some numbers here. Let's say that Adam scored like 12 2-pointers and 4 3-pointers. And we want to know his total points. Well, this is just going to be a formula using these two cells. So let's go for it. Total points equals. Well, I know it's going to be 2 points for all of these, and that's B25. So it's going to be B25. And by the way, you can also just click on the cell and it'll write B25 for you. Times, and times is the asterisk. It's just like in coding. So that was Shift 8 to multiply, and that's going to be times 2. Now, if I just hit enter now, 24. So it makes sense, right? If this guy has 5, it'll be 10. If this guy has 20, it's going to be 40 in there. But that's not the full formula, right? That was only doing the 2-pointers. So let's double click and go back in. And you can do it just like you would do it on your calculator. B25 times 2 plus C25 times 3 points for every one of those. This is as hard as the math we'll probably ever get in the course, by the way. Nothing's going to get too complicated. And when I hit enter, you can see I have 36 points, which if you do the math here, it all makes sense and works. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make up quick numbers. It doesn't matter. You can do different ones on your own here because we're going to show you something a little bit new, and that's going to be how to make the same equation go down this column for everybody, but really quickly. Okay, so you've already got this equation in, right? B25 times 2 plus C25 times 3. But what I want to do now is I would like that same equation here. But it's going to be a little different because this is B26 and that's C26. And this is B27, C27. There has to be a fast way, and the way is super fast. Click on the cell, find the little dot that you see there, and just click and drag down. This is called a fill down, and it automatically copies the equation. Now the neat thing here, as it copies this equation down, it does something, and we need to know this word. It does something called relative. So you'll notice up here, B25, C25, B26, C26, B27, C27. It knew that as you move the equation down, you should change it relative to the starting point. So it keeps changing, right? Notice that if I keep going down, yeah, there's zeros because it's going to be using these cells here, and there are none, right? So this is called a relative copy of your formula, okay? Later on, we're going to learn a different one in another video called absolute. So I'll leave that word there for now, but there are two different ways you can copy things in your formulas. Okay, so anyways, that's the basketball player example. Okay, if you wanted to do the average, you probably know that now. You know, we could say average points. And in this one, well, that's not going to be a formula in here. If we're doing this right now, we can just use a function, right? Average of all our points. So what you normally do is you're not always just going to be doing formulas that you type, and you're not always going to be doing functions that are built in. You're going to do a combination of them, right? So we have formulas here, and then we have a function there. And that's the difference between the two, right? Let's go back up for this one here. I'll just do a few more. I mean, if you're already getting it, you're getting it, but I'll just do a few more here. Let's say you're doing a fundraiser, okay, and you're going to be selling hamburgers, and you know the cost of the meat is going to be 75 cents for a patty of the ground beef, and you know the cost of the bun is 40 cents a bun, and you know the cost of the plate is 10 cents, and the cost of the ketchup and the stuff is 25 cents. What's the total cost of the supplies? You could do this, adding these up. You could do it B10 plus B11 plus B12 plus B13, and it would work. But I think you guys know that it's easier to do sum. And so we take the sum of all these and close it off. And we got our total. Hey, why no dollar signs? Well, how about this? Let's highlight these. And up here, format it to currency. Beautiful. Okay. What am I going to sell this thing for? So it cost me $1.50 to make it. But you know what I'm going to sell it for. Of course, I'm going to sell it for $5 if you're lucky. Okay, let's format that as a dollar. This one's going to be dollars too. What profit? Well, we should know the word profit. Profit is, well, how much did you actually make? Well, this is going to be a formula. It's going to be how much I sold it for minus the cost of the supplies, minus $1.50. So let's just do this by clicking. Start with the equal sign. It's going to be D10 minus B14. And don't worry about the dollar sign. Excel will ignore that when it's doing the math, right? And when we get this, our profit is $3.50. Now, if we want to take this example even further, how many do you expect to sell? I think I'm going to sell 250 of these things. What's my profit going to be? Well, if I sell 250 and I'm making $3.50 off each one, that should just be easy math here. And there's actually two ways to do this. I can say F10 times D11 and make sure it's highlighting the right ones. Looks good. And I got 875. I'll just show you another way quickly. There's actually a function when you multiply. You can say product, because that's in math what it is when you multiply. I could say it's the product of this and this. And I hope this works. Boom. And you get 875 as well, right? And format as currency. And notice that product one, by the way, I put a comma. You have to give it two numbers, this number, comma, that number, and it multiplies them out. Okay, but it's easy enough like we did just doing the star, right? Pretty easy. Okay, so that's that one. Slices per pizza. Let's say the number of slices. This is going to have a pizza party. You want to know how many pizzas and how many slices everybody's going to get. Number of slices per pizza. Let's say that the guy cuts it up so there's 12 slices per pizza. Number of pizzas I'm going to buy. 5. Number of people attending the party. 8. How many slices per person? Well, what would the equation be for this? Well, equals, I need to know how many slices, right? And this example is just going to show you how you can enter math with brackets and stuff like that. So the number of slices per person, let me just get this showing the number of slices. Well, the number of slices would be the number of pizzas times the number of slices per pizza. And I'll just enter that. So right now, this is all the slices, right? You know, if I have 12 pizzas, 12 times 12, 144, right? 8 pizzas, 96, right? But I need to divide this up among the people. So you know what you can do? You can use brackets. You can put brackets just like you do. You're probably a calculator in school. You could say, find that number first, and then divide by the number of people. And so E36 times B36, get that answer for the slices, and then divide by E37. And it'll say 12 slices per person. And then as you change the pizzas, you will get decimal answers, right? You have to decide what you do there, but it gives you a little idea. Okay, the last one we're going to do here. The last one I'll do here will be this one up here. Price of a phone. Let's add some prices here. $2,000. Price of a book, $12. Price of a hoodie, $45. Price of a laptop, $900. Okay. I actually did a time warp there and just edited this out here. I changed the table a little bit. I saw it didn't make sense. Okay, after I read the prices here, how many do I want to buy? I want to buy one of those. I want to buy 5 books. I want to buy 4 hoodies. And I want to buy 2 laptops. Okay, what's the cost of this? Well, let's just do the equations just for the phone line, and then I can do the fill down thing again. So let's look at this here. The cost. Well, I know the cost would be B3 times C3. Perfect. Tax. This is going to be something you see pop up on 1 or 2 of our little practice problems. Let's say the tax rate on this is going to be 10%. So let me just throw that here. Let's say the tax rate is going to be 10%, which would be 0.10. Well, the tax on this would be equals, well, it's D3 times 0.10. So the tax would be 200. What's your grand total? Well, the grand total of your bill is always the cost plus the tax. So it would be D3 plus E3. Add those two up together. And we get 2,200. Now all you do here is you want to fill down. Now before when I showed you to fill down, we just filled down one column. Check out what you can do. You can actually grab all of these and fill down, and it fills down for all of them. And at the same time, maybe turn them to dollars. Beautiful. Anyways, that's basic formula writing. Now, do you memorize the formulas? No, you got to look at it and see what you're doing. Know whether you want to multiply or add or divide or do whatever you do. But I think those examples give you an idea of how you start putting the formulas into your spreadsheets.